Hello everyone, the Flying Canary here, reporting from the sky filled with fireworks, fog and footballing folly. The bonfire night week in the Championship. This time of year when defenders panic like Catherine wheels, strikers fizzle out after one good run and goalkeepers light up social media for all the wrong reasons. The weather, cold, smoky and laced with sparks of misplaced optimism, so grab your gloves, your scarves and your metaphorical marshmallows. It's time for the midweek forecast that goes off like a dodgy firework. And before we begin, a quick safety notice from the Football Association: never trust a short corner or a long throw. So, first of all, Tuesday night, Birmingham City versus Millwall, St Andrews under floodlights, the kind of night that smells of fireworks, meat pies and mild panic. Birmingham's form flickers like a sparkler, while Millwall arrive ready to throw themselves into everything, including advertising hoardings. It'll be loud, direct, slightly combustible. Predictions 1-1, a contest of who can shout "man on" the loudest. Sponsored by Rocket Fuel Pies, guaranteed to blow your mind and your diet. Bristol City versus Blackburn Rovers at Ashton Gate midweek, and the Robins are starting to find their wings again. Blackburn, however, are football's Catherine wheel, spinning beautifully, but you're never quite sure where they'll end up. I'll call it 2-1 Bristol City, one goal from open play, one from chaos, and one poor defender caught admiring the fireworks. Fictional ref Mr. G. Bang, sponsored by Fuse Insurance, protecting optimism since kickoff. Now on to Charlton Athletic versus West Bromwich Albion. The Valley host the Baggies, two sides that could light up the league or set their own form alight. Charlton have shown flashes of flair, Albion have shown flashes of frustration. Prediction: 4 goals, 5 arguments, 1 post-match quote about fine margins. Matchday sponsor: Boomtown Burgers, taste the explosion. Derby County versus Hull City at Pride Park, where hopes rise like rockets briefly and with a 50-50 chance of backfiring. Hull are fast, Derby are fierce, and the referee will need asbestos cards to survive this one. Prediction: 3-2 Derby, a bonfire of the vanities. Expect a screamer, a scuffle, and a substitution nobody understands. Tonight's fictional sponsor: Fire Starter Fitness. Ignite your potential, avoid the sprinklers. Ipswich Town versus Watford. Portman Road, blue smoke, big noise, and two teams with very different kinds of ambition. Ipswich are slick, brave, and beautifully coached. Watford are Watford. They change systems like the rest of us change socks. Prediction: 2-0 Ipswich, 1 tactical masterclass, 1 set piece straight from heaven. Matchday sponsor: barbecue sauce. Tangy, pointless, and no one really wants it. Leicester City versus Middlesbrough. King Power Stadium, fireworks in the sky, sparks on the pitch. Leicester at home look like they've remembered they were once Premier League champions. Borough travel with swagger, steel, and just a hint of chaos. Prediction: 2-1 Leicester. Elegant dominance, interrupted only by a defensive fire drill. Referee appreciation moment mid-match. Oh no, he's missed another flare on the offside. Now on to Oxford United versus Stoke City, the Kazam Stadium, where the missing stand guarantees a swirling wind and one lost firework display. Oxford play thoughtful football, Stoke play football that occasionally requires helmets. Prediction: 1-1, a tactical trench war with occasional beauty, sponsored by Hot Embers Heating Solutions, warming hearts, burning budgets. Now Coventry City versus Sheffield United. Under the lights of the CBS Arena, and this one feels tasty. Coventry play the sort of football that makes statisticians smile. Sheffield United prefer methods involving elbows and ambition. It'll be fierce but fair, loud but low scoring. Prediction: 1-0 Coventry, precision over power, brains over brawn. Matchday sponsor: Blazing Glory. Bespoke firework finales for disappointed fans. Now on to Wednesday evening, the 5th of November. Preston North End versus Swansea City. Deep tale and bonfire night. Atmospheric, nostalgic, occasionally terrifying. Preston don't score often, but when they do, they celebrate like someone just announced free pies. Swansea bring rhythm and risk, but not always results. Prediction: 1-1, lit by one moment of brilliance and many moments of bafflement. Fictional sponsor: Sparks and Sons, umbrellas, staying dry since the first home goal. Now on to Queen's Park Rangers versus Southampton. Loftus Road, small pitch, big drama. Southampton like to pass teams to death, QPR prefer to chase them around until someone falls over. Prediction 3-1 Southampton. Polished, precise, punishing. Referees challenge surviving both managers gesticulating like fireworks gone rogue. Sponsored by Reflex VAR, detecting nothing but very quickly. Sheffield Wednesday versus Norwich City. Hillsborough welcomes the Canaries, and this one could get fiery. Wednesday's crowd will be in full voice, Norwich in full flight. Expect tempo tension and at least one moment that makes the highlights purely because of Stewart slipped. No prediction, of course, that's for the O'Grady Outlook, but I'll say this: expect sparks, songs and seagulls confused by the floodlights. Match sponsor, Flair Shell, lighting up nights, one fine at a time. Portsmouth versus Wrexham, Fratton Park, where the air smells like passion, the stands shake like scaffolding, and the atmosphere could power half of Hampshire. Wrexham bring their Hollywood scriptwriters, but Pompey have the local extras who actually know how to improvise. Prediction 2-2, drama, deflections, and a last-minute equaliser, fit for Netflix, sponsored by Roman Candle Roofing, covering leaks since 1923. Now for the forecast. Across England this week, expect fireworks overhead and foul weather underfoot. Showers of drama, gusts of controversy, and strong chance of emotional dampness by full time. Remember, wear layers, avoid flammable scarves, and never stand too close to the overexcited Millwall fullback. And if you're watching at home, lower the volume before each goalmouth scramble. Your heart rate will thank you. This week in football history, on the 5th of November 2002, a teenage Wayne Rooney scored his first England goal, proof that even fireworks have humble beginnings. On the 4th of November 1987, Gary Lineker scored a hat-trick in a European tie, sparking an entire decade of crisp endorsements. And on the 5th of November 1960, Blackpool beat Chelsea 3-0, a result so shocking it's still considered an urban legend on the coast. History shows as form fades, but folklore never dies. And now for a referee appreciation moment. This week's unsung heroes are dodging flares, smoke bombs, and the occasional small child waving a sparkler. Their reward, 90 minutes of sarcasm and one complimentary bottle of water from the EFL. So to all refs on duty this bonfire night, we salute you. You might not see every foul, but at least you're brave enough to stand near Millwall callers. Sponsored by Whistlework, proudly overused since 1863. And now for mascot madness, this week's honourable mention goes to Captain Blade, a Sheffield United who reportedly tried to light a sparkler with a corner flag. Runner-up Sammy the Saint, seen attempting a firework team dance that nearly took out the linesman. Mascots, we salute your courage, even when your heads are flammable. And now for the Flying Canary travel tip. If you're travelling this week, remember, don't pack fireworks. Airport security still frowns on enthusiasm. Always check for planned engineering works, which in British terms means chaos. And if you're driving home through the fog, keep calm. It's just smoke from the latest gold celebration at Fratton Park. Top tip, a flask of tea doubles as both hydration and emotional support. And that's your championship bonfire forecast. 10 matches, 100 bangs, and no VAR to spoil the show. Expect fireworks on the pitch, fire drills off it, and one or two damp squibs in midfield. If you're enjoying these O'Grady forecasts, give it a like, a share, and a subscribe, because unlike flares, hope burns safety indoors. And remember, if your club wants its own 4-minute O'Grady Outlook, I'm ready with the camera, the caffeine, and the chaos. Travel safe, sing loud, and keep the spark alive. Hope isn't a strategy, but it's the best firelighter we've got. Flying Canary out.